Guys, welcome to part 2 of the most expensive collection I ever purchased. Today's video, all the raw keys not going to CGC. All right, guys, we're going to get into this video. This is part 2. If you didn't watch part 1, check the link in the description down below. You can give it a follow. The only thing we're talking about, guys, are key issues, probably about $50 to $100 a book or more. These ones are not going to get graded. They're not going to get clean and pressed. They're just going to get stuck up on the wall for sale. If you like that kind of stuff, hit that follow, the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up again if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. There will be a part 3 to this little series. Part 3 will be all the books going to CGC. Guys, there's so many. We're going to discuss the price again at the end of the video if you missed it in part 1. Without further ado, let's get into it. And you may see some of these books though, guys, on my Whatnot auctions. Guys, download the Whatnot app, and guess what? You don't even need to download it. You can use it straight from your PC. Use the description down below. If you haven't purchased anything yet on there, you get $10 off your first purchase. Some of these may be showing up there. Give me a follow at VERYGARY_comics on Whatnot. Start right here. There's a lot, guys, there's a lot to talk about. First up, this is What If Venom Possessed Deadpool. This one is not going to CGC, and again, none of the books listed here are going to CGC, but they are some big books. Hulk 271. This is the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon in comics. He does make a first appearance in a Satana book, which is a magazine. This is a first appearance in comics. Amazing Spider-Man 238. This is the first appearance of Hobgoblin. You've heard me say this 1,000 times, but I'm going to say it in every video we talk about this book. You need to check the back of this book if you're buying it raw. There is a tattoo in the little packet in the back. You want to make sure that's in there in order for this book to be considered complete. Next, X-Men 221. We've got 2 of them. This is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Great spec book, in my opinion. Hold on to these if you've got them. I think they're going to go up. I think Mr. Sinister is going to appear in the MCU at some point as a major X-Men villain. I could totally be wrong. Just my opinion. Astonishing Tales 25. First appearance of Deathlock. Awesome book. Awesome key. Sneaky expensive, if that makes any sense. This is a little bit of a sneaky. Kind of didn't expect the price to be where it's at. Shifting gears to Daredevil now. This is Daredevil 168. First appearance of Elektra. Again, sneaky expensive book. Stay with the ladies. Avengers 83. First appearance of Valkyrie. And I want to apologize if I seem like I'm going fast, but I want to get all these in here. Again, this is like $50 to $100 books or more. Rick and Morty #1. This is a first print. Guys, if this is not a 9.8 contender, if this was a 9.8 contender, I would be sending this off to CGC. There were 2 spine ticks in there. So I was like, you know what? Let's just move this bad boy raw. We've got 2 copies of New Mutants 87, first appearance of Cable. Next up after that, let's talk some Moon Knight. All right, Disney Plus around the corner of the show. Marvel Spotlight 28. This is Moon Knight's first solo story. And to follow that one up, Werewolf by Night 33. This is the second appearance of Moon Knight, and I felt bad for this guy because he was telling me a story years and years ago. He went to a Comic-Con, I think it was New York, and he sold some stuff, or he traded away some stuff for the first appearance of Moon Knight, and the vendor swore to him that this was the first appearance of Moon Knight. I wish he knew the vendor's name, because I would put him on blast right now to all of you guys watching, because that is horrible. And if the vendor watching this right now, it's you should be ashamed of yourself. Absolutely horrendous. Next up, Avengers Annual 10, first Rogue. And I think it's the first Madeline Pryor too, but Rogue gets all the love in this book. Speaking of Rogue, how about Miss Marvel #1? Carol Danvers. We got 2 of them. Carol Danvers becomes Miss Marvel. And then we have the Mystique books. Miss Marvel 16, Miss Marvel 17, Miss Marvel 18. First appearances and full appearance of Mystique. Star Wars time. Only a couple Star Wars books, but pay attention when this part 3 comes out to this video, and we're talking slabs. There are a massive amount of Star Wars books going to CGC. But for today, we're only talking about this one, which 2 of them. We have 2 of them here. Star Wars Heir to the Empire #2. One was a direct and one was a newsstand. Nice book. I'm not sending these to CGC. I don't really have a good reason. I just put them up on the wall. No reason to say. I don't know. I guess I probably should. This is the first appearance of Thrawn, General Thrawn, who will end up apparently with his own series, and he will be, I believe, the main antagonist in the Ahsoka series, but I could be wrong. X-Men now. How about X-Men 120? This is the first Alpha Flight cameo, which is the go-to book of the two. And the second one here is X-Men 121. This is the first full appearance of Alpha Flight, but 120 gets all the love. 121 is still a pricey book, but 120 gets the love. Thor 168. This is, I believe, the origin of Galactus. And then, unfortunately, I screwed up in my head. I thought these were Thor 165s when I saw them, but they're not. This is not the first appearance of him. Instead, these are Thor 166. There's two of them, and it is actually the second appearance of him, who becomes Adam Warlock. Some more X-Men. You thought I would put this in order, but apparently not. This is X-Men 130, first appearance of Dazzler. This book's been getting hot. All the X-Men stuff's been getting hot, let's be honest here. And then X-Men 129, first Emma Frost, and some other first appearances in here. Is it Sebastian Shaw? I don't know. There's some first appearances in here, but this book has been hot now for a while. Strange Tales 180. This is the first appearance of Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. And then next up, Alias #1, first Jessica Jones. We're going back to Miss Marvel. This is Miss Marvel #1, first solo story for Kamala Khan. And then, man, we've got a lot to talk about. I told you. After that, we're going to Marvel Premiere 47. This is the first Scott Lang as Ant-Man, but not the first appearance of Scott Lang. Don't confuse that. His first appearance is actually in Avengers 181, I believe. This is just his first appearance as Ant-Man. All right, now we've got some classic covers here, and they all are Fantastic Four 55. This is a classic Thing and Silver Surfer cover. Beautiful. I don't know of the next two of the three. I don't know which one is my favorite. Next up is Submariner #8. This is a classic Thing and Submariner cover, this black cover. And then what goes really well with it, another black cover. This is Fantastic Four 112, the classic Thing and Hulk cover. So 3 classic Thing covers. Now let's hop all the way to modern stuff, and probably, I think it's the only DC book in all these lists. This is Teen Titans #12, the first appearance of the Batman Who Laughs. Whew, we're not done yet. And if you're sticking around, thank you so much for watching, because you've invested in part 1. Now we're in part 2. Amazing Spider-Man 299. This is the first Venom cameo. Not a lot left to talk about, guys. And remember, none of these books are going to CGC. You're going to see these on the wall at shows and some whatnot auctions, and maybe even some YouTube auctions. Next up, we got 2 of these. Amazing Spider-Man 298. This is the first Todd McFarlane on Spidey. And then, going back to Avengers 196, first appearance of Taskmaster. Only 2 more books to go. That's it. X-Men now. X-Men 510. This is the J. Scott Campbell variant, the Psylocke variant. This collector, he loved Psylocke. Last book. Whew, you made it. Last book. This is Amazing Spider-Man 38. I believe this is the final Ditko and a Mary Jane cameo. Great book. Not going to CGC, but still great book. And that's our list. Again, guys, I said it a bunch of times, but none of the books that were just listed are going to CGC. That is going to be part 3. If you missed part 1, check the link down below. You get to see all the slabs. And what did I pay for this collection? Again, this was a $28,000 collection. This was very expensive. Going to take a lot of time to get the money recouped, and there's still more money to invest, and you find out all about that in part 3. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck around for all that, part 3 coming out very soon. Thank you again. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Did I overpay, underpay? I don't know. Whatever. I like your opinions. And remember, guys, keep it comics.